The DNC death cult. Yeah, my email box filled, messages, social media, what have you. Chris, did you see this? Yeah. I don't know why you're surprised. Everybody alerting me to the fact that I knew this, that attendees of the DNC, part of their, I guess, their swag bag is you too can get yourself a free abortion or free vasectomy. If you look around a little bit, you can see the type of activities that are taking place in and around the DNC. People dressed up like abortion pills, shrines to various different types of procedures. It's Old Testament stuff. I don't know how else to really put it and what people are bowing down to. Again, abortion has become a sacrament, if you will, for the left here in this country. And I don't know why anyone is surprised by this at all. How do I feel about this? Well, I try every single day here on the program. I've been, doing this for some time to try to bring everybody as best I can the truth about what's really going on in the country, not the narratives that are being pushed. And one of the underlying themes is that, everybody wants to point fingers and wants to point blame on a myriad of different things. And what do I always say? I said, everything that's happening in this country right now is basically our own collective fault. A little bit of a side note. Again, we talk about inflation all the time. I'll tie this in. It's been great lately because of all the ridiculous economic policies that Kamala Harris has been coming up with. I'm seeing a lot of old videos of Milton Friedman. I watched one this morning. He was giving a lecture at Kansas University back in 1978 and talking about inflation and, how inflation is, based upon the government printing money and spending more money than they have. And he, at the end, he basically makes a point, though, is that, it's our fault because we voted for this stuff. You voted for more of these things. You want all of these things. You want all this free stuff that you don't want to work for. So, again, for all intents purposes, let's be honest here. Inflation's our fault. What's taking place in this country and what's going to happen to this country is collectively our fault. We've allowed it to get to this point in time. We've continued to vote for ridiculous candidates. In many respects, certain faith leaders here in this country have failed us. I had a big smile on my face. I was in Florida this past weekend. I had to drive down to Florida, bring in furniture down to my daughter's, her first apartment. And I went to church Saturday afternoon in Tampa, Florida. And 5:30 Mass on a Saturday afternoon. I had to leave for plane left Sunday morning. And there must have been, it's a good-sized church, but it's massive, and there's plenty of Catholic churches in around the Tampa area. There must have been 250, 300 people there at Mass. 250, 300 people there at Mass. Kids everywhere. Honestly, it brought tears to my eyes. It really did. I haven't seen that. My church up here on Long Island, on holidays you'll see that amount of people, but mostly on any given Saturday, Sunday. And this place here, Centerport Church, is beautiful. It's right on the water. They do Mass outside. And one of the things that I've noticed, because I've been going to this church in Tampa, because I'm back and forth on a regular basis, is they are unapologetically Catholic. They're unapologetically conservative. Let's just leave it at that. There's an amendment up in the state of Florida. It's Amendment 4, and it's it's in regards to abortion. And end of mass, video goes up, both sides, they have like a little screen, the marble walls in the front, and the bishop talking. You'd vote no on this. Unapologetically conservative. Maybe that's why they're packed. Maybe following the old ways of doing things is the right way of doing things. And we have drifted from that. Yeah, we live, unfortunately, in a world, and this is part of the death cult, okay, where it's me, myself, and I. That was a good tune by a hip hop band named De La Soul back in the 1990s. Me, myself, and I. It's about me. We talk about this all the time. How many times have I talked about the word truth here on the program? My truth. This is my truth. What do you mean? There's no such thing. My truth. Follow your heart. Follow your heart? No. Here's newsflash, especially younger people out there. Life, you want to avoid the death cult? And again, you can watch these people and you can see how miserable they are. Life is not about doing all the times what you want to do. It's a great bit of advice, especially younger people out there, but it's what you should do. It's what you ought to do. And most certainly, don't be a part of this death cult. WatchDog on WallStreet.com.